seaside Sydney basks in the warm Pacific sun, happy in its temperate clime and vigorous youth. Now the bustling metropolis of Down Under is vying in its vigor with the sedate tourist charms of the old world. But old and new are coming closer together. Air travel and modern communications have broken the barriers of time, and searchers for the sun can find its warmth and color in a few days from any place in the world. We travel down to the waterfront, for which Sydney is world famous, past buildings that are rich in Australia's early history. With the sea, there is always adventure, and something of the hardy spirit that brought the first explorers to Farm Cove is found in every walk of life today. The sea still has its thrills, not in exploration or piracy, but in the suspense and sporting delights of fishing, pieces of string and bent pins, nylon lines and rowboats, rods and rockfishes. There's a world of comradeship in fishing, and the big-time angler will travel the globe to spin his reel where the game fish rise to the bait. He may come by leisurely liner or hasten in the flying boat, which touches down in waters where he has only to throw out his line to pick up good fish. So let's follow the adventures of two typical tourists who have chosen the highways of the air to transport them to the sport of their dreams, big game fishing. An air clipper brings them in 3 days from San Francisco to Sydney's Kingsford-Smith Drome. Citizens of one new world get their first view of another new world, hemispheres apart. But here in Sydney, our American friends find a kindred way of life, speech, and thought. Familiar sights and colors greet them. This could be the municipal airport in Frisco instead of in a strange land down under. They've secured a room at a hotel. Shipping and airway services know their way about. They can always secure good accommodation for the overseas tourist. Going up, a friendly, homey touch. This will be home for some weeks to come. A bright, airy suite high above the noises of the city streets. They look for comfort and find it. The lounge will come in handy to entertain newfound friends. Yes, there's no doubt about it. It's good to relax after a long journey. So let's go down and get ourselves a drink. They say this Aussie beer packs a punch. And here's somebody who really talks our language.
Say, that guy looks like he might be interested in game fishing.
Yeah, let's go have a word with him, huh?
Uh-huh.
Pardon, but we see you're interested in game fishing. So are we.
That's interesting.
May I introduce Douglas B. Slater from California? I'm John Kelly from Texas.
I'm glad to know you, boys. I'm Max Lawson. Let's have a drink. What'll you have? Whiskey?
Why not?
3 whiskeys and a soda.
We're here for some game fishing. I suppose the girls are somewhere else from here.
Oh, no. They're quite close, within 8 miles from where we're sitting. Say when. How's that for you?
Okay. Do you mean to say you can catch big game fish that close to town?
Sure. I guarantee I can raise a marlin within 1 hour from here.
I don't believe it.
No. Say, that's impossible.
All right. Now, you fellas got the time right now. I'm going fishing. How about joining me?
Gosh, that's swell. But I'll bet now you can't possibly raise a marlin 1 hour from here.
You're on. Check your watch.
Make it 10:55.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's go. We'll go and find a fish.
Elsewhere in the world, most big game fishing grounds are well away from centers of population. But as Max Lawson claims, they'll be striking marlin within an hour of leaving their hotel in the heart of the city. In fact, the time margin is so generous that their driver hosts can afford to take things slowly so they may enjoy the sights on their way. From hotel to boat, the car will traverse main thoroughfares all the time. A fishing center so close that you can even take a streetcar to the same site. But if it's all the same to you, we prefer a town and country model. Past the famous Gothic cathedral beside Hyde Park, they swing into the approaches to King's Cross. King's Cross, Sydney's Bohemia. A mixture of New York's Greenwich Village and London's Soho. Favorite playground of many a visiting serviceman. The traffic cop signaled against them. That's one hazard not allowed for. The time, 2 minutes past 11 and 53 minutes to go. On our way again. But there's no time to savor the attractions of the cross. They'll keep for later. No part of Sydney is very far from the water, and panoramic views are seen from miles and miles of harbour frontage. And here we are at our land terminal, Watson's Bay, one of the nearer residential suburbs of Sydney. Judging by the casual movement, there's still plenty of time in hand. Time to take in the sights of fishing craft at anchor. "11:10, and no one in a panic. Say, that sunshine's really good. Just get a whiff of that fresh sea air. Yes, there's certainly something about a city by the sea. Max Lawson's boat awaits their pleasure. An Australian-built craft, she bears an Australian Aboriginal name, Murrawolga, meaning sheet of blue water. Blue water which they will soon be exploring in their quest for marlin within an hour. The traditional etiquette of welcoming guests aboard is not allowed to be bustled, as Skipper Lawson does the honors. The rest of the crew are busy. But our visitors make a beeline for the fishing gear. That's sure nice equipment. The engine roars into life and Murrawolga is underway. Time to get out of that city suit into work clothes. For it's full speed ahead now, and it won't be long before Murrawolga is right on the fishing grounds. Just through Sydney Heads, there's another check on the time. 11:20. 35 minutes to spare. Out into the rolling Pacific in less than half an hour of leaving the hotel. And just as a special mark of hospitality, there's an escort of honor from the dolphin family, which Australians incorrectly refer to as porpoises. Murrawolga hugs the coast, and the roar of her engines scares the seagulls from the rocks. On board, spinner lines catch the sort of bait that will entice the big game fish. It's just a matter, apparently, of tossing out the lines and hauling them in. These are horse mackerel, also known as bonito. Well, we've got plenty of bait for the big fellas, and all the gear is checked and made ready. Every fisherman has his own idea of tackle and how to use it, and each is confident that if he makes a strike, the fish is on the hook to stay. Strike a marlin within an hour of leaving a hotel in the heart of a city. That's the wager. The lines are out, so now it's all up to the fish. How about some tucker? That's Australian for chow, which is American for food. Max Lawson turns on a refreshing repast from Murrawolga's galley. They're in the blue water, all right, but where are the big fish? Max is quite unperturbed. He'll win the wager all right, and helmsman Paul, a deep-sea sailor who served his time before the mast, has every confidence in his skipper's ability. It's a strike, and the battle's on. This is no time for eating, Max. It's time to check the wager. You're well within your margin. A strike within an hour of leaving the hotel. Like a good sportsman, he gives the fish a fair chance to win the duel. But he's careful not to make a mistake. Any strike might be a 600-pound striped marlin, something to go near the record. Thread and cane are put to the test as the marlin fights for his life. Watch that fish jump. Think fast, Max. Your fish can move like an express train. The closer the fish comes to the boat, the more caution is required. A lash from a marlin's tail will knock a human unconscious. But they'll have no trouble with this one. Well, not much. Maybe he's too small to keep. But we won't throw him back. The marlin flag flies from the boom, a token of triumph for all to see. Time off to toast the catch. But now the word's gone round that the marlin are about, and there's a rush of craft to be in the fun. But they won't encroach on our grounds, as every skipper has his own fancied hotspot. Scientists say there will always be plenty of marlin in these waters, as the fish follow the warm equatorial East Australian currents to these shores. Australian waters have provided some world record catches of white sharks and tiger sharks. Marlin and mako sharks of more than 600 pounds have been recorded. Happy hunting and tight lines. The sportsmen have their own particular styles, and it's an art that is not kept exclusively to the men alone. Now we're baiting up for sharks. All fishermen find great satisfaction in helping to rid the seas of these man-eating monsters. A big bait for a greedy creature. The position of the bait is marked with a red balloon, which floats on the surface. Look out, Molly, here comes trouble. A fearsome shark fin, speeding signpost of vicious teeth below. All eyes watch the balloon. Will he take the bait? There it goes. The shark's a powerful, cunning fish, a crazy fighter. He might attack the boat or even jump in. It's a pleasure to gaff such a monster. But the battle's not yet won. There's still lots of power in that thrashing tail. Another tiger shark's on the line. The world record is 1382 pounds, caught off Sydney Heads by Lyle Bagnard, who fished out here with Zane Gray. Max Lawson has caught some of the biggest. This time it looks as though he's in the big figures again. And here's Hopeless Harry, the hungry hammerhead. A big boko, but not a brain above his bite. The bait's that way, Mug. Obstinate, eh? Hit him with something. And you want to play? Well, come alongside, we'll hand you the bait. That's the boy. That's what his curiosity cost him. A nice sharp dig in the middle with a gap. My, what nice teeth you've got, Hank. Not much good to you now, pal. Sharks are coming thick and fast now, and we've hooked a whaler shark, biggest of which runs well over 700 pounds. If you want excitement, just try gaffing one of these playmates sometime. Takes no little experience and much confidence. Yes, he's quite a nice little fella, but don't let him fool you. Towed by the tail, a shark soon quietens down. Now we've hooked a mako shark, an opponent worthy of the skill of the best fishermen on the sea. Easier to hook than a marlin, but when he's gaffed, oh boy, does he fight. He attacks anything. He's been known to chew hunks out of the boat. So look out for those ferocious teeth. The mako is game to the death, a grim fighter of the sea. So out Out with the double bunger flags, with both marlin and sharks to their credit. Now the marlin are on again, and Max is giving our American friend from Texas a turn. And he's got a beauty, a striped marlin about 250 pounds. Not big as marlin go, but plenty of fight in him to add zest to the day's sport. £250 of fighting fury on number 24 thread, breaking strain 70-odd pounds. Sure takes some holding. So heave on that line, Harold. And there he is, a beauty. Wait till the folks back home hear about this. Now our other American cousin tries his hand. Hold that line, Doug, hold that line, keep it tight, and you'll hear the hum that's music to the big game fisherman's ears. Yep, he's no world record, but he put up a great fight just the same. Now Max has hooked a black marlin. It's a battle of wits and endurance. Max hangs on as the fish jumps ferociously in a mad endeavor to escape. Now he's gapped, so pull him in. He must weigh more than 300 pounds. A marlin flag flies again. Just another fish in Max's quest for 100 marlin landed. More than 90 in the bag so far. Well, that's enough fish in any man's day. So back to the harbour, to the weighing station. An infallible check on any long-arm fishing story. Each one a worthy opponent with a thrill in every pound. A nice trio, 2 tiger sharks and a whaler. They weigh more than a ton between them. Sunset signals an armistice in the battle against the fish. The rock fisherman scrambles home. The rollicks on the rowboats are squeaking again. The kids have run out of bent pins, but not fish yarns. In Max's home, a round of drinks after a successful day. There's another one that didn't get away. Memento of a 7.5-hour battle. Sportsmen toast a worthy quarry, topping off a great day. Every fight worth recounting through the years. A toast to a game fighter. A toast to blue water and big fish.